So, but you, as you stated, this is a worldwide. Everybody is suffering everywhere, from Timbuktu to down here in Michigan. We're all suffering, and nobody knows what to do with it, especially now that we've allowed stuff to get so out of hand. It is in a much further state than we would have liked, because people kept saying, okay, I'll do it later, I'll get to that later, I'll get to that later. Out of all of the shootings and stuff that we had, you're going to do it later, but here we are again with this time 17, people being killed. What are we going to do, and what you going to do even after all of that killing? This is what got me. This is just my opinion. This is how I feel. After the Columbine, then we passed this law about this gun situation. Now anybody in this open, you can carry it in the open. And
obviously that's not working anymore. And I don't know if it ever has.
Well,
but some people want that.
What was the purpose? Who was it for? And then to top that off, now little children are getting the guns out of their mom's purse, out from under the bed, up under the pillow, and everything, and then they playing because they see TV, and they shooting and they pointing, and the gun is already ready. It's no safety on it. They're killing their little sister, their little brother. I'll never forget years ago about that little boy. He was just a little tot, and the police went in there, and they had to put paper bags over his hands to bring him out because of the gunpowder and everything on his hands. He picked the gun up and he shot his brother. And when he was coming out, he was asking for his brother. He didn't realize.
Yeah, he didn't know.
He didn't realize, and probably what he thought was he got up, like on the cartoons and on TV. They get up after.
Yeah.
But that was the most saddest thing for me to watch. And I cried like a baby because they didn't handcuff the baby. They put brown paper bags over his hands. 2, 3, something like that.
Oh my God, he doesn't.
3, 4, maybe about 3, 4. But he picked up, was just a little handgun, 22 or whatever, that was up under. It was either in the mom's purse or up under the pillow, wherever. But he got it. Safety was off, and he shot it. He pulled the trigger, and he killed his brother.
Well, that just tells you that later is now. We can't wait till later anymore.
Early prevention.
Yeah.
If there's going to be a change, and if there's going to be peace, the peace first have to begin with us as individuals. Mm-hmm. Our children have got to find peace, because their little minds and little hearts and little spirits are so chaotic with so much that's going on. It's bad enough they have to deal with their peers, but now we got to deal with our parents, our grandparents, our relatives, and people in the streets. We have got to really think about now. Because some stuff is already out of our hands. But we got to think about now, how do we get to turn this around? And it has to begin with our children, starting at the age of 6 to 12. We have to begin to demonstrate love. We have to give them choices, good choices. How can you make a choice if you don't have nothing to make a choice between? And the same thing, that if a child sees nothing but bad stuff and don't have nothing good to judge it with, what about the ones that all they see is nothing but good? They don't have to deal with all of that bullying, all of that. What about them when they step off into a world where all of that is?
Won't know how to handle it.
Won't know how to handle it.
That's
so
right.
It works both ways.
Both ways, exactly.
Both ways. So not just trying to say it, if it's all bad, but it works both ways, even for the good. So how can we have common sense if we have not had all of that to choose from? It's good to be raised up where the mother, the father is in the home, and you're sitting down and you're having dinner. You're able to communicate. But what about the ones that don't? What about the ones that's not eating? Period. When I was in the schools, it just really sat in my heart and behooved me to find out that some of those children did not even have a home. They were in cars. They were in abandoned houses. They wasn't eating. They wasn't that. But see, in our little world, we just take everything for granted. That everything moves like our little world, and it don't. So when do people start having a heart?
I think when people see the outcome of what's happened, that's, if they don't have a heart then, they're never going to have one. But the ones...
What does it have to do? It has to come and stand on their foot? Slap them upside the head?
Some people it has to happen to them personally before
they get I agree with that 100%. Because most people don't do nothing until it happens to them. Yeah.
But there are a lot of people that love kids and understand what kind of trouble they're in right now with all of this and the anguish they're having. And so those people will come forward too. Everybody's going to come forward with this. The kids, the parents, everybody. So I think something's going to happen. I think this time around something will happen. Something good.
Well, if 900,000 are demanding justice, a lot of people are at wit ends. They don't know what to do. They don't know the resources. And the first thing that they say, well, I'm just one. You know. But sometimes it takes one to get the domino effect.
Yeah.
You know. I empower one, you empower one, on down the line, you know, till it has caught a hold and we are actually being able to make a difference. But we have to stay committed to what we're doing. It might take a little time. Nothing was promised to be easy. You know, a lot of people are afraid because you start up something overnight and then voila, it's not there no more. You know,
I think this is going to be different because, like, how many kids does it take for people to wake up? And somebody said, if a child had walked in there instead of a gun, if they had a knife, not that this is any better, but if they stabbed somebody, they wouldn't be killing as many people.
Right.
You take a gun, you're killing
especially
a whole bunch
the
of
type
people.
of gun that he had.
Yeah.
You know, but he had good intentions of shooting and killing as many as he could. But me personally, I thank God that no more left here than what did. It's a sad situation, don't get me wrong, that any had to leave. Yeah, but with what he had, much more could have been gone. But it wasn't meant to be. And I know somebody's out there saying, what do you mean? So God allowed all of this? Well, sometimes, you know, to get our attention, to bring us to where we need to be, you know, and somebody out there is disagreeing with me, but that's okay. Because we all have our own opinions. We all feel the way that we feel. But once people can come together and really begin to reason, you have your feelings, your beliefs, I have mine, and our young people have theirs. But until we can sit down and be able to talk to one another, and not only talk, everybody can't talk at the same time. We got to hear how you feel, got to hear how you feel, and the rest of us feel. And then somebody's got to be listening. Somebody has got to be listening.
I think that people are listening. I mean, I heard about Walmart.
Okay, yes. And they're not selling guns anymore to
and what is it called?
Under 21.
Sporting goods.
Okay.
They're not going to be doing it. And I think a lot more are going to come forward with that. And I think there's going to be a lot of changes taking place. Because I think people are fed up with all this. There's just too much violence. And if we don't do something, who's going to do it? We all have to do it.
We, the people. Nothing's going to happen until we, the people, come together and begin to work on one accord for the same common goal, you know, to get things changed. For so long, we, the people, have allowed stuff to keep evolving to where we are today.
And it's getting bigger and bigger.
Yes. So now what do we do about that?
We do what we're going to do.
All right. So we just praise the Lord that
That's right.
all come together.
It is going to come
and
together.
that we will begin to touch and agree and be on one accord And when we ask for